Good morning. Please join me in standing for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, please give a warm welcome to Laura with this morning's announcements.
Good morning, everybody. Today is a white day, and it's Tuesday, October 10th. Attention to all students who are not in English class this semester. Would you like to take part in this year's annual Poetry Out Loud contest? Would you like to be considered as a participant in this year's annual declamation contest? If you'd like to prepare a poem and join the action, please get in touch with Ms. McKenzie at jennifer.mckenzie@stglabs.com. Our final classroom contests will wrap up by October 27th, so this is the week to get started and get involved. Election results are in for the class of 2024. This year's officers are Kaya Anderson as president, Dolma Sherpa as vice president, Peyton Qualter as secretary, and Greer Kennedy as treasurer. Congratulations, senior class officers. And congratulations to this year's new junior class officers. Treasurer Kevin Jang, Secretary Brendan O'Farrell, Vice President Ari Levin, and President Andrew Thornton Sherman. Thank you to all candidates for running. Students applying for the trip to Japan are reminded that the applications are due on the 13th. That is this Friday. If you have any questions, please see Mr. Rain or Mr. and Mrs. Yuri. Student Diversity Council meets tomorrow at 7:15 a.m. in Ranger 210. This week's Wednesday afternoon Makerspace workshop will be focused on creating replacement or original game pieces for board games and tabletop role-playing games. So if you are missing your favorite Monopoly piece, if you want a custom figure to represent your D&D character, or if you've designed your own board game, please join us tomorrow starting at 3:30 in the Makerspace. Resident students should sign up with Mr. LaCroix in the Student Life office if you plan to attend the workshop in place of your regular Wednesday club. Over the next week and a half, please find Mr. Ryan out and around campus to hear his many philosophies of why Spirit Week matters in 15 seconds or less. One such philosophy is, the success of the Academy is built on our diverse culture, diverse experiences, and our diverse talents. While the differences make us great, Spirit Week is great because we remember that we are all the same in one very important way. We are hilltoppers. The prolonged rain and humidity this year has produced a banner cardboard crop. In fact, cardboard is growing out of control and disrupting crops and food sources for animals. Please gather your cardboard and start bringing it to campus a week from today to burn it in the Spirit Week bonfire. Stay tuned for more details of where to bring it. Happy birthday today to Ryan Cousin and Foster Rousseau. A special belated birthday to Bella Lynn from her advisory. Happy birthday. Today there will be JV and varsity boys soccer versus South Burlington at 4, varsity and JV volleyball at Essex, 4:30 and 6, and cheerleading at varsity boys soccer. Have a great Tuesday.
We do have a few late announcements. A special happy half-a-century birthday to Mr. Mitchell, who celebrated yesterday. And some scores to celebrate as well. Varsity football beat Essex 50-21 on Friday night. Congratulations to the football team. The girls' cross-country team placed 7th out of 36 teams. They were the 4th Vermont team this weekend. The scoring 5 were Ruth Krebs, Bennett Krantz, Siri Jolliffe, Lily Liskowski, and Willa Kantrowitz. Congratulations to the girls' cross-country team. And on Saturday at the Woods Trail Run hosted by Thetford Academy, the boys' cross-country team successfully defended their title. In a race divided into seeded races of about 100 athletes, Brian Stoker placed 2nd, Jeremiah Watson 6th in the seed 4 race, John Thornton Sherman won the seed 3 race, and Moses Andrews and Evan Windrow placed 4th and 5th in the seed 2 race. In the seed 1 race featuring the fastest seeded runners from 47 schools in Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Vermont, Andrew Thornton Sherman won the individual title with Carson Eames 3rd, Emmett Johnson 5th, Ari Levin 18th, Isaac Lenzini 27th, and Nathaniel Bernier, 54th, as the boys beat runner-up U32, 54 to 124. Congratulations. And now, please help me welcome Mr. Weiss to the stage with an opportunity for you all. Mr. Weiss.
Morning, everybody. Hey, that was pretty good. So I'm just here to tell you about what I hope will be the Academy's newest sport, and that is bowling. Thank you. The what? Who was that? That was great. Thank you. So yeah, bowling is a VPA sport in Vermont. It includes a whole bunch of schools. More than 10 schools participate in it. It is a winter sport. It is a fully gender-inclusive sport, and it is open to all of you, which is why I am here to say, if you would like to bowl, our hope is to begin at the end of November when the winter sports begin. It will be a full winter sport, or a club. This is a euphemism that I'm not clear about what the difference right now is, but we might have to call it a club for a couple of years. But then it might change to the name team. This matters not. You can come and bowl either way. So there are lots of schools, as I said: Brattleboro, Enosburg, Burlington, South Burlington, Essex, Randolph, a whole bunch more participate in Vermont's bowling competitions throughout the winter. So what will you do if you're on the team? You will come down to Gold Crown Lanes twice a week to practice on the lanes. You'll do some training the other days during the week here at the Academy, which will be, fitness and bowling-specific strength training. And if you, this is real, actually, yeah. Oh, there's some snickers here, yeah. It's a very skeptical audience as to the sporting quality of bowling. You will all be proved wrong. So after, if you want to do this, check in with me, Mr. Weiss, Colby 209 most of the time. Occasionally I'm in Ranger 117. Or email me at lucas.weiss at either stjacademy.org or stjlabs.com. And if you want to, see if you would like to do this, you're not sure, you want to come bowling, listen up in the next month. We're going to, 2 or 3 times, we're going to go over to Gold Crown Lanes after school as an activity. So you'll just listen for the announcements. The announcements will say, come and, get your workout in on the lanes. It'll be I'll make some jokes about fitness and bowling. So listen out for those. 2 or 3 times in the next month we'll go out just to see, so you can see if you want to bowl. And I'll drive some folks down the lanes. At those times, for just the after-school activities, you'll have to pay your own way. You'll have to pay for your bowling. But the team itself will be a different story. So again, I'm Mr. Weiss. Check in with me if you want to bowl. That's it.
Mr. Weiss, I want to thank you for the opportunity to gather the words strength-specific bowling or something of the like. I had not considered those words together, so I love that. We had a little bit of a different program planned for this morning, but opted to pause on that because I wanted the opportunity to talk to you about the events around the world this weekend. So if you did not see the news, Hamas, a terrorist group, launched a horrific terrorist attack on Israel this weekend. Israel has responded, with other countries likely to become involved. I spent much of yesterday trying to craft a message for today that could contextualize this in some way for you, and then decided that there are people far better suited to do that, who can and will, and they'll do a much better job. There are people who can give you centuries of history and context, and their expertise is incredibly helpful. There are people with lived experiences either culturally or personally, and I would tell you that theirs are the voices we would do well to listen to. But I'm here on this stage recognizing that it's incredibly easy to say the wrong thing, but also incredibly important to say something. And so this is what I offer you this morning. Murdering innocent people is horrific. Taking children as hostages is horrific. There are millions of people whose lives are in immediate danger because of the violence that took place this weekend, and that too is horrific. Perhaps hardening our hearts is expected. We have plenty of examples in history when that was the human response. The humane response, though, is to continue to hope that lives can be saved, that loved ones will be reunited. It's my hope that we as a community can hold space for those among us here at St. Johnsbury Academy and around the world who are processing this unimaginable tragedy. I hope that within all of our hearts, there can remain a possibility of peace, not just in Israel and Palestine, but in other places forever changed by war, including Ukraine. I hope there's a moment where you might see another human and just see them. Whoever you think you have the least in common with, you have something in common with. Someone loves you just as someone loves them. Just like you, they have a favorite meal. They have a favorite song or a piece of music that means something to them. They have fears and feelings. Songs and meals aren't everything, but they're little tiny bits of shared humanity, threads of connection we might have when otherwise that's hard to see. I ask now that you join me for a moment of silence for those in Israel, Palestine, and those around the world whose lives were forever changed this weekend. Thank you. Poet Andrea Gibson wrote that, quote, "Part of the violence of our culture stirs from the myth that kindness is natural." I don't think that kindness is natural. I think that kindness would only be natural in a world where no one is hurt and everyone is hurt. So kindness is work. Kindness is knees in the garden weeding our bites, our apathies, our cold shoulders, our silences, our cruelties, whatever taught us the word ugly, end quote. I hope that today especially, and your days going forward, each of you works for kindness. Thank you. Faculty.